Hi, welcome to Life Strategies Nourish the Mind. When we think about the relationships in our life, we know what it looks like when it isn't working. This is probably easier to describe than what it looks like when we are able to recognise, form and sustain healthy relationships. Unfortunately, it's common to still be looking for how you recognise, form and sustain these healthy relationships. A string of broken relationships can happen when you don't spend time looking at your own life and planning it out. As much as you'd like to think the perfect relationship will happen naturally, and while the natural approach works for a few, it can lead to disaster for many others. There are key concepts, and when you don't know what these are or how to make them work for you, this is often what keeps you stuck behind closed doors, wondering, how do I recognise, form and sustain healthy relationships? Without this information, you miss the magic of creating a life you really want. So how do you find out what is missing for you and open the doors to a life you really want? We'll start by looking at some of the signs, or some refer to these as red flags. These are the things that tell you that something isn't right. We'll follow this by talking through what you can do about it, and while red flags can show up in your life in so many ways, let's start with some of the patterns and see if you notice any of these appearing for you. You tell yourself, it's okay, I can change another person. If you're trying to change another person, this is a big sign for you. Do you want to rescue people? This is another sign. If the interaction you're feeling is a sense of worth or satisfaction that you are able to rescue or save that other person. Do you have emotional and drama-filled exchange with others? Or are you feeling like you need to control your situations or control another person? Are you someone that always thinks there is a right and a wrong, so someone's right and the other person's wrong? Or do you notice blame? Let's chat about a few relationship fundamentals you really want to know about and take time to think about what kind of relationship you have with these. There are some core foundations that set you up for success in the quality of relationships you build in your life. These are all pillars to you recognizing, forming and sustaining healthy relationships. While these are all modules within themselves, we will chat these through at a really high level so that you can seek out the relevant modules and dig deeper into each of them, whatever stands out for you. Keep in mind, this is a great starting point and a first step. There is so much more on your adventure to discover that you can build upon these as your foundations. Often when we think about trust, the question to ask is, do you trust yourself? The more honest you can be with yourself and look at trust within you, this is searching out the areas within your own life where trust has a relationship in your business, in your family, your mental, your spiritual, your financial, social and physical. Seek out the module on trust if you want to understand more about how to master the art of trust to get the outcomes you're looking for. How respectful are you with yourself? What's your inner talk? What do you think about respect? What does it mean to you? The more you can check in how you treat yourself with respect, think about respectful situations, think about the different areas in your life, your business, family, mental, spiritual, financial, social and physical, and link them back to your relationship with respect in these areas. Seek out the module on respect if you want to understand more about how to master the art of respect and what the qualities look like to get the outcomes you're looking for. How do you treat and talk to yourself? Do you believe in your own ability to influence your own life? Are you able to notice self-destructive behaviours and manage your emotions as they arise? All of this is linked to your sense of self-esteem. Seek out the module on how to create self-well-being if you want to understand more about how to master the art of self-esteem and create some self-well-being. Create a life, one where you feel secure, empowered, balanced in emotions, and a life where you can release the anxiety and embrace all the attributes that create self-well-being. A secret solution to success is something you do every day. The quality of your communication really changes the quality of your interactions. And yet, this is one area most often spoken about and a key area of where things can go wrong in our relationships. When it goes wrong, you can end up feeling like you haven't been heard, you're not recognized or validated, and this can lead to a feeling of not being good enough, a sense of failure, a sense of connection, and not existing within a community, and this can really make you start to feel anxious or have self-doubts. In some situations, it can lead to emotions of anger, fear, rejection, and many more. Understanding communication is one of your must-haves in your life toolbox. Seek out the module Communicate to Connect to understand more about how you can master the art of communication. One of the well-kept secrets to understanding and finding love is to find self-love, knowing what love means for you and showing it to yourself. How would having love in your life change your life, your family, your mental state of mind, your spiritual, your financial, your social, your physical, and your career or business? Seek out the module on love if you want to understand more about how you can master the art of love and what the qualities look like to get you the outcomes you're looking for. To open all doors in your life, this happens when you start to take note also of your inner conversations you start to have within yourself and what you're saying to others. Be aware of what's happening in your mind. Everything comes back to you and how you relate to what is happening in your world and the world around you. While you can't change situations and other people, you absolutely have the power to change how you respond, how you think about, and how you feel about what happens in your life. Pause this video now and check in with yourself on any of these that resonate with you. Dig into why you're doing this to understand what it is that is uniquely impacting you. The key is to free yourself of asking questions like, when should the towel be thrown in? When do you say enough is enough? How do you teach your children to see the signs so they don't make the same mistakes? If you want to recognize, form, and sustain healthy relationships, these questions won't be the ones you'll be asking. If you start applying some of these key points and seek out the other Nourish the Mind videos, this is your step towards removing and freeing yourself of these questions. Michael Jackson sums it up in his lyrics in the song Man in the Mirror. Go take a look at the lyrics, because you hold the key.